How to make turmeric sun prints.
Turmeric to steep, I wanted to go ahead and show off some of the objects I foraged for. So if all goes well, the prints should look something like this. So I'm really excited about these palm fronds I found because I think it's going to look a lot like a fossilized image going throughout the piece. We have our dried pear slices, some different pastas, some leeks. I found these weird chestnut looking things. And they're split in half already, so they'll be perfect. These bumpy leaves, and then my favorite part, which is my dried starfruits. So I'm starting off by drying out these pears. I want to give them a nice skin, so that way they don't leak in the paper and ruin the print, and they'll have a nice outline. So I'm doing a low heat for a short amount of time. I already did some starfruits here. I did them for a little longer, so they're a little crispier. And they have this nice translucency, so if you want to have translucency with the pears, you can probably cut them even thinner. And with the prints, you'll see the veins pop up. So these are pretty cool. I'm doing 250, probably for about 10 minutes. All right, I have a bucket of hot water here. I didn't fill it up too much because I want this to be concentrated. I'm gonna pour the rest of my turmeric in there and let it steep for probably 20 minutes. So it gets nice and dark, and you want it to be darker than yellow, so like a dark golden is the best at dyeing. I can't say that I recommend the bucket method because my paper's just not golden enough for me. It came out this light yellow after soaking it for a while. So I just ended up putting the solution into a pot and I'm now boiling it. I'm just gonna crush these up and try boiling the paper. I think it can handle it. Typically you wouldn't need boiling water, but you can use it if you like, if you have the right paper for it. You just need warm water for the turmeric and a high concentration of turmeric for the turmeric to stick. So that's what we're doing now, and we'll see how it turns out. I just crushed up the paper into a big ball, and I just throw it in the pot for about a minute, I guess, till it turns golden, basically. That looks fantastic. By the way, I'm using watercolor paper, so it has a lot of integrity. So here's my final design. I'm gonna go ahead and cut each of these panels off. They're each gonna go under my black light for about an hour. I went with the black light because full sunlight, even with a few clouds, is not going to give you the effects that you want within 3 hours even. It would probably take about 6 hours. So we're gonna speed up the process by using a strong black light. So we'll see how they turn out here in a second. All right, so this has been in here for about an hour under the UV light, and you can tell it's about ready when it goes pretty pale, and you can see the objects glowing underneath. So I'm gonna turn these off and run a soda bath. I made my baking soda bath here. Use a lot of baking soda. I just poured in half of the box for, this is filled up about 2 inches high. So we're gonna see the transformation. When it's ready, your print should look something like this, where the items cast a dark yellow shadow and everything else got bleached from the photo degradation from the curcumin in the turmeric. So it's ready to be dipped. So you'll basically see the transformation right away. So let's go for it. Gotta be careful because my paper is so weak now. But you just want to get all that baking soda water on it. Let it soak for a second, but it doesn't have to be too long. So you can see that it's kind of changing color. In the next hour when it dries, it's gonna hopefully get red. That's what I'm going for. Sometimes it's a dark orange. And when you don't leave it very long, it can just be golden like this. So we'll see. All right, so we're about midway through the transition on the left there. I'm getting really excited. I might have to do all of them over again because I did about 6 now, and this is the longest I've left it under the lamps, and I think it's gonna look way better than the ones I already have.
You can see here these are the final 6 pieces I chose out of the maybe 10 that I've made. These were the highest contrast, so for reference I was using 2 black lights next to each other in a dog crate right above the image. They were each about 100 watts, so it is a lot stronger than the sun. If you did use the sun method, I would say leaving them out for 6 hours on a perfectly sunny day is the way to go. And it's free. So if you did want to get the lights, they were about $20 on Amazon for a pack of 2. So not pretty doable if you want to get that really dramatic image. I left the highest contrast images for about 3 hours in the dog crate. If you want to do more reddish tones, a darker background, then you can leave it for about an hour. Will do the job. So that was how to make turmeric sun prints. One last thing to know about them is they will degrade over time. So for me, I'm going to go and lightly trace all of the images that were traced from the cast shadows to keep them there permanently. So yeah, enjoy.